Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. So today I'm going to be analyzing the changes that would be happening to the work hours of the holders of student visa. So if you're already an international student in Australia or you plan to come into Australia from July 1st, 2023, there are certain changes that would be made to the work hours. Therefore, it's important that you understand these changes because not only is it going to affect the main applicant of the visa, it's also going to affect the dependent. So, if you're aware, during the COVID-19 period, during the active spread of the COVID-19, many countries relaxed their work hours for international students, especially Australia. So, students were allowed to work as long as possible in Australia in order to combat the shortage of workforce. But now that the spread has been curtailed to a good extent, the work hours are now going back to normal with some changes. So today I'll be explaining it to you. Let's get right into it. Before we get right into it, please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. So first is, if you're coming as an international student to study a bachelor's degree program, you need to know that the main applicant is allowed to work for only 48 hours per fortnight, while the dependent also works for 48 hours per fortnight. So, what I mean by 48 hours per fortnight is every 2 weeks. So, if you're coming for a bachelor's degree program, could be bachelor's in education or anything, any BSc, BEd, so just bachelor's program, then you can only work for 48 hours. Anything outside 48 hours, you're going to be breaking the rules and the laws. If you're coming to study a VET program, VET is vocational and educational training program. So these programs usually at the end of the programs you get diplomas, you get certificates like your certificate 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you also could get advanced diplomas. So these diplomas are usually given after you've schooled in TAFs and some colleges. So if you're coming to do a program like that, then you are also allowed to work for 48 hours per fortnight, same as your spouse. So same as your dependent, sorry. So your for bachelor's program and for VET courses or VET programs, you're allowed just 48 hours every 2 weeks. The same thing as your dependent. If you intend to study a master's program, there are two ways you can do master's program in Australia. So you're either doing a master by coursework or a master by research. So for a master's by coursework program, it's simply you have a structured mode of learning. So you go to classes, you have lectures, you do assessments, you attendance can be taken, you do assessments, you do exams, and then you're graded at the end of the year. So this masters by coursework program is a structured mode of learning. So if you're coming in through this pathway, then you as the main applicant is allowed to work for 48 hours per fortnight from July 1st, 2023. However, your dependent can work unlimited hours. So if your dependent is your spouse or a close family member, anybody that you say it's your dependent, the person can work unlimited hours in Australia while you are allowed to work and study for 48 hours per fortnight. Okay, then the next pathway for doing master's program in Australia is master's by research. So just like you would know, research is almost the same way we do thesis. We do PhD. So you have a subject or a project work that you are strictly going to face, and at the end of your schooling, you have to present a project or a thesis or a research paper, so which is graded and used to score you at the end. So that is another way of doing masters. So if you are coming in through that pathway, if your school offers master's program in that pathway and that's what you choose, then you would be allowed to work unlimited hours. And your dependent also works unlimited hours. I know this is beautiful, this is amazing for many people because you can work as much as you can and you earn as high as you want. Then, if you're coming in as a PhD student, the same applies to you. You can work unlimited hours and the dependent works unlimited hours. So, if you ask me for my opinion, which, because I know some people have asked in masters by coursework and in masters by research, which is preferable. Honestly, I would say it depends on three things. One, your goals in life. Two, your academic capability. And then three, um, your family requirements. So, your goals in life would determine the kind of study you want to do. If you are someone who is academically inclined and you probably want to become a professor, or you want to explore more in your research or in your field, you want to be a guru in your field, then a master's by research would be good for you because you tend to explore and you work mostly independently, although you have supervision. Then, if you are academically capable to school or to study without much supervision, I also think the research would be good for you because a master's by research, you learn by exploring, you learn by research, you learn by experiment. So if you're the type who would do well, or you're the type who know that I prefer to learn when I do things on my own and have like minimal supervision, or I don't really like a structured program, then the masters by research will be absolutely good for you. Then your family requirements is also important to understand, because if you have a large family, then you need to consider, am I coming in with a dependent who is going to look after the kids, or can I look after the kids? So you need to consider the timing. You also need to consider the work, family, and school life balance. So these things would come into play. For instance, if you have like let's say husband, wife, and then two kids, then I would say the masters by research would work for you if you are the main applicant. Say the one person is schooling, and then they can take care of the family, while the other partner is absolutely, focused on earning for the family. So the person that is schooling can take care of the family and they can work whenever they want. So this is the advantage of a master by research. It doesn't mean that masters by coursework is not good. So if you're doing a masters by coursework program, it's also, you can also strike a balance between your work, school, and life um, relationship. You can strike a balance. So it all depends on what you want and how you are able to achieve it in such a way that it is not going to affect your academic performance. That is one thing you should know, that your academic performance should not be affected. If not, your school is going to ask questions, and you're gonna, you get eyebrows raising, and that's not what you want to happen. Okay, so these are the explanations. If you have questions, just let me know. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you the aged care pathway that has been released. It's another means of coming into Australia, so you should consider this. All right, thank you for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Bye.